top of everyone's mind right now, and it seems like there are some victims that are continuing to come out even today.
Yeah. Well, I think that what happens is victims who are alone and are suffering become empowered when they see that other victims come forward. And I think that's what we're seeing across the country. In Manhattan, in California, I think we're up to 5, maybe 6 at this point. And what I think is really important right now is for anyone who has any relevant information or has any complaint as it relates to the kinds of complaints we're hearing about with Eric Swalwell needs to come forward to my office. They need to know that it will be confidential, that I have assistant U.S. attorneys who are trained on how to handle these cases. Some of them are very trauma-inducing for the victims. We have all kinds of resources. We've partnered with other agencies. And I think that most people think of the United States Attorney as going into federal court, but the truth is we're double hatters here. So I handle all the local crime as well as the federal crime. So I want potential victims and witnesses and anyone who has any information to come to my office or call a hotline, which is 202-252-0809. Because if you hear about someone who is allegedly drugging, choking, raping victims, who has lived in this district for a significant period of time, I would expect there would be victims who might have information.
You've done this before. You know these cases are notoriously difficult sometimes for prosecutors because victims have shame, trauma, and sometimes don't make it all the way to the end of the road where you need them to be there in trial. So what's your message directly to those people who are, saying, I don't know if I could make that long haul and put myself through such a public ordeal?
Yeah, it is public and it is painful, but it's also about healing. It's cathartic. It is important for victims to come forward. And I think what anyone, whether they're a victim or a witness or they have some information, needs to understand is that this is the kind of thing that will unburden and assist someone who has been victimized. I mean, some of these victims are talking about scenarios that happened years ago. They've been in therapy for years. I mean, I've been doing this for decades and decades. I understand the pain that victims go through. I understand the support services that they need, especially where there is someone who's in a position of power. And this is really disgusting. And this is something that we should all be angry about. If there is an imbalance in power between an individual and a victim, then we have to be even more alert and even more aggressive in terms of our handling of these cases. It's just not fair. And, you would think at some point this would stop, and it's not stopping. And my message is that I will handle these cases with dignity. I will respect the victim. I will respect anonymity if that's required and confidentiality. But there is information in this district, and we need to have people come forward.
For your jurisdiction point about being the local DA, the same could be said of potential victims of Sean DeReamer, who's the husband of Lori Chavez, also a person in power accused of misconduct. Is your message the same for potential victims of his?
My message is the same for any victim of sexual assault. I mean, if they feel that there is someone who has more power and therefore they're afraid to come forward, come to me. This is something that I champion. And it's not about, a party or a person. It's about a mentality. It's about a culture that for whatever reason accepts this, which is why it continues to occur. We're going to do everything we can to stop it. And in order to do so, I need to hear about it.
You want to comment on 5 homicides in 5 days?
No.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? Anything I didn't ask I should have?
What do you think? Hold on.
No, I think that's it.
Sexual harassment, confidential victim sources, trained in trauma, partners, advocacy,
She's the most well-prepared person in any room.
Yeah. I think that, I think a lot of victims feel that they're alone. Whether you're a victim of a sex crime or a victim of a battering, you're not alone. We are your warriors. We will fight for you. We will go to the court. We will be the tip of the spear for you if that's what you want. But in any event, help the next victim along the way. Whether you're public about it or not, let us know who and what we're dealing with.